everyone. Thank you for being with us today. I'd like to welcome each of you to another FranTastic InSights video segment, whereby we introduce you to some very prominent personalities, all of whom are having a very positive impact on the growing world of franchising. My name is David Craghead. I'm the Chief Franchise Expansion Officer for FranServe, and today I'll be your host for this week's FranTastic InSights podcast. FranServe is recognized as the world's largest franchise consulting and expansion organization. We have a very simple mission, and that is we change people's lives in a very positive way through franchise ownership. And we do that through a network of incredible franchise brands in 39 different industry categories. And our growth initiatives are supported by a growing portfolio of franchise consultants. Many people refer to them as brokers, all of whom are dedicated to helping their clients explore franchise opportunities which are deemed to be a perfect match for their individual search criteria. And today I'd like to introduce you to Mr. Blaine Young. Blaine is the VP of Franchise and Business Development for a very dynamic and progressive legacy franchise by the name of NaturaLawn of America. I reference this brand as being progressive because, unlike their competitors, NaturaLawn of America offers an environmentally friendly approach to organic-based lawn care. And they have been growing lush green lawns quickly and more naturally all over the country, and they do it with fewer weeds. And they've been doing this since 1987. So, Blaine, I want to thank you for joining us today. As I pass the microphone over to you, please share with us your business model description and your latest perspective on the NaturaLawn of America franchise brand. And if you would, please provide us, the audience today, with your best description of the prevailing differentiators that separate NaturaLawn of America from the rest of the brands in your space.
Well, David, thank you. We are very excited about joining the FranServe family with our expansion, really focused on the South and Midwest. I just got back from Scottsdale, Arizona for our owners meeting. We get together once a year to get industry updates, collaboration, sales techniques, and as you said, to reinforce how NaturaLawn of America is the #1 organic-based lawn care company in the United States and the leader in the industry, and started in 1987. And I tell you, David, when I was giving my presentation, if there's one word that I can say about NaturaLawn of America when I look out to the audience and we're speaking to the owners, is family. In all these ownerships that we have across the United States with our franchisees, and I like to call them our franchise family, you just see so many family members now that have gone to the second generation. But, to give you a little bit about, what makes us so different, and what I like to say how we're significantly different, is we're environmentally friendly, pet and family friendly. But David, we get you the results and give you the peace of mind that what is being applied to the lawn to get you the results that you want are not harmful to the environment, earthworms, honeybees, but more importantly, to your children and your kids. So that is, a lot of people, especially when we came out of COVID, pet ownership has gone through the roof. And you don't want to be told, don't let your pet out for 72 hours. To me, I'd start scratching my head and say, exactly what did you put on my lawn if my pet can't go out? With us, it's within 10 minutes once we're gone. And if the pet comes in, I don't know if you have a favorite name, but ours is Bailey. When Bailey comes in and lays down and licks her paws, we don't have to worry about what's on Bailey's paws. So, our mission statement is service, focus, innovation, giving 2-scoop service, and again, delivering our model significantly different than any other lawn care company, getting you the results with peace of mind. Now, David, I know I can get a little long-winded, but I did want to make sure that people understand that with our offering and our opportunity, you not only get the lawn care, the organic based lawn care, but you get all natural flea and tick and all natural mosquito. So I almost like saying it's three offerings in one, with lawn care being your filet mignon, uh, flea and tick being your crab cake, and if you like to add a lobster tail, the mosquitoes there. And of course, aeration and seed is a big component of the lawn care.
Very good. Thank you. And long-winded is fine with me because I appreciate your detailed answers, and that's what our audience is looking for. So thank you for being as detailed as you're being. As you spoke to your owners last week, did you mention any significant changes, or did you forecast any changes to your business model over the next 1 to 3 or even 3 to 5 years?
Well, so the kind of the if there's been a shift or change, obviously, like I said, the lawn care is the backbone. What makes us significantly different is we focus on the soil. It starts with a soil test. That's our roadmap to tell us what your lawn needs in terms of nutrients, if it needs a balance of pH. One of the things that you get with a Natural Lawn franchise is not only an incredible name. I mean, when you think what does that name say to someone, in their mental imagery, natural lawn, you get proprietary fertilizers that are designed by us, copyrighted, patent exclusive to the franchisee and their our customers, their customers. It's not like they can run out to Home Depot or Lowe's and get our fertilizer, so they're exclusive. But one of the shifts is obviously the opportunity with mosquito. We provide a flea and tick service that's all natural also, but many people that are tuning in know that mosquito is still on the uptick. You're seeing other new offerings come out. Ours is unique because it fits within our mission statement. It's all natural. It's pet. It's family friendly. And so when you start out with your business model, we want to get the lawn care up and get it sustainable and get that moving. But to be able to offer the flea, tick, and mosquito, you're able to offer multiple services to a homeowner. And no homeowner likes two or three different invoices with two or three different companies. And they want to know that what the service is being provided fits into what they're looking for. And again, that is environmentally, pet, and family friendly. So to me, that is just exciting to any new franchisee that comes into our family.
The services that you provide or that your franchisees provide to their clients, is this a year-round service or is it seasonal in nature?
Well, it depends where you are. I mean, obviously, every jurisdiction's a little bit different with their weather patterning, but generally we see people start taking care of lawns, treating lawns anywhere from mid-February to mid-March, and that service continues anywhere between middle of October to Thanksgiving. So it just depends where you're at in the United States of America. Um, but it is nice that if you run your business correctly, and you're taking care of everything with your employees and providing an incredible culture. Generally, what we like to say is people can really enjoy Thanksgiving and Christmas and those holidays and New Year's, and then you start the year going again. So there is a nice opportunity in to take a break. In some areas, the break can be a little longer.
Okay. What effects, if any, is the current economy having on your franchise brand?
Well, I hear a lot about that, but we're not seeing it. So we're still projecting somewhere between 5 to 6% growth this year, and I think that's a pretty good number with everything that's going on. Um, what we have found is that Natural Lawn of America is a premium service. We're dealing with people who have higher incomes, higher household values. They want to have a nice lawn or they want to go outside and sit in their entertainment area or their pool area and not be bothered by mosquitoes or ticks. So, 85% of our customers renew every single year. And the average life of our customer is over 6 years. I kind of say that if people are familiar with Walmart, that's not us. We're more like Whole Foods.
Okay.
Or people are familiar with McDonald's. It's not us. We're not doing a dollar menu and those types of gimmicks. We're more like Chick-fil-A. So we're providing a premium service. I've been here 10 years. I came from the business world. In terms of I sold my businesses when I got involved with NaturaLawn of America and this family here and the Catron family. And we've never gone backwards, David. Every single year we have grown, and not many companies can say that. And I am very passionate about this. And what I like to tell people, David, is when I work with a franchise prospect, I'm vested. I have two sons that work in Greenville, South Carolina, in our franchise location, and I'm in the process of buying percentages of that every year. So, when I tell people I'm speaking to you from the heart, I'm not trying to convince you to buy a NaturaLawn franchise. I'm very passionate and believe in this, and I'm vested, and my family's vested in it. As I said, my two sons are in Greenville, South Carolina. So, um, the concept is, to me, amazing as a society. You're having more folks that want to have a nice home, and along with that nice home, they want to have a nice lawn. And then, of course, they have entertainment areas, playgrounds, swimming pools. They want to be able to enjoy that and not be bothered by mosquitoes or ticks.
Now, the flea, tick, and mosquito portion of your service, is it an add-on or is it part of the lawn care program?
Part of all inclusive.
And they're all applied simultaneously?
Well, what we like to say is when you're ready, okay?
Okay.
Because it's a lot for someone to take on a business, especially if they've never been in business. So what we like to do is say, get your footing in lawn care. You've got to understand working with our franchise startup team and our regional managers, the agronomics, and understand how to take the soil test and make sure, the unique thing about it is we customize. Most lawn care companies are one size fits all. Training's minimal. We've mixed up a concoction, apply that to the lawn, and do the same lawn every that way. That's not how we do it. We show up to your home, David. We're going to find out what's going on, and we're gonna treat the symptoms to get you the results. So every lawn is different, and that's the way we view it. So some people are a little quicker than others, but when they're ready, we like for them to offer the flea, tick, and mosquito service to, at a minimum, their existing customers. But what's unique is a lot of our franchisees have almost treated each as a different business model, because Mosquito Ranger and Tick Ranger they have their own logo. Mosquito Ranger has its own site, its own marketing pieces. So you can really expand and ramp up based on when you're ready.
Okay, very good. And again, I do appreciate you being so thorough with your answers. This is good.
Absolutely.
Blaine, tell us about the design metrics of your territories. How are they carved out and created?
So every area is different. We look at, sometimes it's by county lines, sometimes it's by zip codes, sometimes it's by multiple counties. So what we want to do is make sure that when we design a territory for you, that there's enough owned, and I want to make sure everyone hears this, owned single family homes, not rentals, owned single family homes. The next criteria is to make sure that those homes have the values of our customers, the household values. And then we want to make sure that the people living in those homes are able to afford our service and the lawn care service in mosquito or flea and tick. Sometimes we really got to dig, because there's actually retirees that make very good money that may not show up on their household incomes, but it shows up on their house values. So our goal is to design a territory so you can grow your business to $1 million. And then, David, once you get to a $500,000, if you say, well, I'd like to add another territory, over 50% of our franchisees own more than one territory.
And if you would, Blaine, this is one of my favorite questions. Can you describe for us what you consider a perfect franchisee for NaturaLawn of America? What's that person look like? What characteristics they bring to you?
To me, it's somebody wants the American dream. They want independence. They want to wake up today, they're happy, they have a smile, they want to love to go to work. I'm working for myself. I'm building the American dream for myself. But at the same time, they've got this incredible support network here at NaturaLawn of America to help them, whether it's marketing, IT, purchasing, their regional manager, heck, the owner, Phil Catron himself, or Jesse Catron, or Teresa Smith, his son and daughter, myself, that we're here to help, motivate, coach, assist. But they've got to be hungry for that American dream and be hungry for that independence. But, they're not looking to reinvent everything. It's not so much, David, that they're an entrepreneur. They want to be a business person. We've done the entrepreneur part. We have the systems and the processes and the concept. They now want to bring it to their community, and they want to be excited about that. And like I tell folks, David, is we can show you the direct mail and what works. We can show you the social. But as you know, nothing works better when you see your neighbor out working on the lawn and you say, "Hi, I'm Blaine Young. I just bought a NaturaLawn of America franchise. We do fertilization, weed control. Can I help you? Do you need any help?" Not sell them, help them. And you have to have that component in a business owner.
Very good. Do the areas that you serve, do they require your franchisees be licensed because of the products they use?
Yes. And we take care of that for you in terms of, we have a process that we help you, obtain that license. We've never had a trouble in any market that we've gone in. When you add up the experience that we have here at the home office, and I like to say, if everyone notices that home office, we're not corporate, we're the home office. It's over 150 years of agronomic experience, and we've just never had a problem, David, of obtaining a license in an area that we want to expand into.
Okay. What is the typical ramp up time for one of your franchisees from signing to ribbon cutting? What does that typically look like?
So, we're in the month of May. Obviously, we're talking to a lot of people. We like to have everybody in position to start new owners training in September and be done in October. And when I say new owners training, that's comprehensive. That's 3 weeks of training. That's business knowledge, getting a marketing plan, competitive analysis, an agronomic plan, licensing, as you talked about, in-field training, admin. So when you start at the beginning of the year that you launch your business in January, you have a full season to really grow your business. We don't like bringing people on in the middle of the year, because it's just not fair. It's not right. It's not in their best interests, and that's what we care about. Some people would say, "Well, it's kind of foolish. It's in your interest." No, it's not. We want our franchisees to be successful. And what happens is, once spring is over, a lot of those lawn care decisions have been made. So, it's very hard to get a full season, because to see the results and the success from NaturaLawn of America, you need a full season. And so to bring somebody on mid-season is not fair to the franchisee. It's not fair to the customer. It's not fair to anyone. So, if someone did come on in mid-season, that would be, more mosquito and flea and tick. And we just don't do that. We want them to have maximum success. And the best way to do it is that new owners training in September, October, and then for them to launch their business in January. Now, David, saying that is, to me, if you're going to decide to join our family, I wouldn't wait till the last week of August, because there's a lot of things that can be done between now and new owners training that we can work with you. So when you sign that FDD and make that decision, there's competitive analysis, there's, getting into your marketplace and us coming down there and riding in your territory, finding out what's going on, knowing the complete landscape. So when you launch your business, you can be successful. So it's not like you would come on and make that decision, and then you want to hear from us until no owners training. No, there's a lot of work. We take this extremely serious, as we want our franchisees to have maximum success, and we want them again to wake up with that smile and say, "Wow, this has been the best decision I ever made," and the support team that I have is amazing.
You mentioned training a lot. You've used that word a lot. Tell us a little bit about your classroom and then your field training. How do they fit together and merge one into the other?
So the first week, generally, we do the classroom training here at the home office in Frederick, Maryland. And again, a lot it's training not only with the regional managers and department heads, but actually, hearing from the founder that came up with this concept and him giving you the business principles and what our pillars of success have been, and completely understanding that while working on building a budget, doing a competitive analysis, understanding the sales. I do some of the training in terms of, certain words. We don't do applications, we do treatments. We don't use weed killers, we use controls. Making sure that you're speaking the right language as a new NaturaLawn of America franchisee, because you're unlike anything that you're bringing to your marketplace. Then you get to go out in week 2 and see how all that applies in the field of the technician and the 2-scoop service and the premium service that you're delivering, and how all that comes together. And then week 3 is how that is put into our system with our CRM, and that how all that information is there. So when you reference back, it's easy when you got 100 customers or 200 customers, but when you turn around, you wake up and you have 2,000 customers. You need to make sure that all that information in that. And what I mean is, David, we come to treat your home and take care of your home. And let's say your dog is Brandy. Well, we should know that. David has a Labrador named Brandy, and Brandy got out, and the technicians hear Brandy. I mean, it sounds like simple, but it's not that simple. I mean, we want to know our customers, and we want to know what's going on. That we're part of their life now. Giving them a beautiful lawn and home to enjoy. So all that comes together with the 3 weeks of training, and you can also see the marketing and how we market and who we're talking to and how we're talking to them, in terms of making sure that they understand that we're significantly different.
So client acquisition is a big piece of this training, I'm sure, right?
Yep, absolutely. And that will be extensive. And again, you can look at a lot of things on a computer screen, but before we even implement that, we're coming to your home, we're coming to your territory, and we're going to ride around, we're going to find out, we're going to be able to see in neighborhoods, and we're going to tell who's buying lawn care and who's buying mosquitoes. So it's just not, data is important, don't get me wrong, but it all has to come together, and you got to have some boots on the ground to know exactly what's going on in that territory.
Very good.
What competitors, pricing, what's being offered, what others are saying. It is also important. So like I said, there is a lot to do when you launch your NaturaLawn franchise, that we want to make sure that you're successful, and every dollar that you spend, in that customer acquisition, that you get the ROI that we know you should get.
Very good. And for the brokers and consultants inside of FranServe that are watching this presentation today, tell us about any really hot, desirable territories that you would like for us to help you fill.
Well, there's a lot in the South. I mean, Nashville, Tennessee, that's a huge one. I mean, when you go all through the South, there's many major markets. Georgia, multiple opportunities in the Georgia area, but all through the Midwest and South is really where we're focused our expansion on. And there's many major open areas in terms of territories. Des Moines, Iowa, to give another example. But again, there's a lot of major territories in the South and in Midwest. Don't get me wrong, there's still some great territories on the Northeast. Bergen County, New Jersey, one of the richest counties in the United States of America. NaturaLawn should be there, and we should be real. I mean, New Jersey has been an incredible state for us and our success, and that's an open territory. So, while we're focusing on the South and Midwest, there's still territories. Long Island, New York would be another one that it could be an extremely successful area. Portland, Maine is another one. So there's multiple territories that are still available in the Northeast. We're primarily a Northeast customer, and that is where a lot of our saturation is. We made a effort now to expand into the South and Midwest. Again, we're the number one organic based lawn care company in the United States, but there's still a lot of places in the United States that we're not there yet, and we should be. And I want to say that sometimes I get that question, David, why aren't you? Well, I tell people is we're not looking to add 10 new franchises a year. We're not about just selling franchises. We're about bringing on franchise family members, and we want them to be successful. So generally, we'll bring on no more than 4 new franchises because we want to make sure that our support staff is not overloaded and those new franchise family members aren't getting shortchanged, that they're getting the support that they expected, that we told them that we were going to give them, and that they're getting it. So, when I get that questions, we are in the South in a lot of markets. We're in Louisville, Kentucky. We're in Oxford, Mississippi. We're in a lot of the areas in the Carolinas and South Carolina. But again, we have just now decided to make that major push. And quite frankly, that's why you and I are talking. We needed a partner in that process, and now we're ready to take that step. And that's why we went with the best. And everyone I talked to said that if you want to really make that step, then you need to team up with FranServe. So here we are.
And we're so glad to have you too. Maybe 2 more questions, and then we'll wrap this up. Do your franchisees engage in a B2B commercial segment?
So here's what's very unique about NaturaLawn of America. We are primarily 99% residential. Okay. Now, where's the 1% coming from? Well, that is generally like a senior living community, and a lot of folks that live in that community have pets. And that board decided that they want a provider that is pet friendly and environmentally friendly. Universities, we have a lot of our franchisees that those universities have it within their mission statement of who they use have to be environmentally conscious and friendly. So NaturaLawn of America, some government facilities, all the way down to a veterinarian that wants to have a nice lawn or a nice property. So we do some commercial work, but generally it's not someone that's bidding on that work. They're coming to us because it's part of their desire within what they're trying to accomplish to be partnered with someone that has a similar mission statement with being environmentally friendly, pet and family friendly.
Good. Very good.
The nice thing about that, David, I say, is you're not hanging your hat on a big order either.
And you're not waiting 90 days for payment either.
Correct. Commercial business, while people can get very excited about it because they see big numbers, the good Lord giveth, the good Lord can taketh. And when that happens, we don't want them to wake up thinking, oh my goodness gracious, how am I going to make payroll, or how am I going to get through this year? I just lost 40% of my business off of one client.
Yeah. That can be very hurtful.
Yep. But again, like I said, we do commercial business, but it's within the scope that I mentioned.
Okay. Thank you. One final question, Blaine. If there is one takeaway from this interview today that we may not have touched on, what would you want our viewers to know about your brand that we may not have spoken to?
I would tell you that it's extremely unique in terms of it's so significantly different than what is in our area in terms of in lawn care or flea and tick or mosquito. The other thing I like to say is it's family. I mean, in terms of when you come to our home office and do a validation day and meet everyone here at the home office, and you're able to talk to some of our franchise family members, you're going to say, "Wow, these are good, salt of the earth people, and they truly care about the success of those that are in the NaturaLawn family." And that's in no way, shape, or form knocking anyone else. It's why I'm here. It's why I believe so passionately in NaturaLawn, and it's why my children are working in a branch in Greenville, South Carolina.
Well, your passion is very evident, which speaks volumes for the service that you provide, and we appreciate that. And Blaine, I've had you on the phone now for about 35 minutes, and I really want to thank you for the privilege of your time. This entire interview will be posted on the FranServe support site. It'll be archived in the FranServe library, and it'll also be uploaded to 4 different social media platforms, which include Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. So with that, Blaine, we will adjourn today's FranTastic InSights podcast. And once again, thank you for your time.
Thank you, David. Have a wonderful Memorial Day weekend.
You too, sir. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.